Molly. Thanks so much for being willing to work on Psych 202. I just thought I could give you a quick walkthrough, and the only thing I really need a hand with in here is keeping up with the discussions. So there are discussions that take 2 weeks. So it's posted the first week with a prompt to post a reply. And then the second week, the students would post their reply. Sorry, the prompt is like their initial post. And then week 2, they're replying to other posts in the class. They're split up into smaller groups, so it's not the whole class in like a free-for-all discussion. So it should be fairly manageable. And if you are able to post a group response, like a general, maybe some general feedback once a week would be perfect. And it would be totally fine if you gave the same feedback to all the groups. Just to have a little bit more engagement that way would be terrific. The grading itself hopefully is pretty quick. I'm kind of hoping that it's no more than a maximum of a couple hours a week altogether. So let me show you where the discussions are. So I have it in the instructor view, and you've been added as a full TA. So I think you'll be able to see all these editing features. And I'm going to turn editing on just because we might use some features in a minute. And so in week 1 is our first discussion. Oh, and by the way, all the discussions come from the book. And I don't think you'll have any problem with any of the content, but if you do have any questions, all of this comes from the book. It's a very book-dependent class. So each week, the students will have like a little intro for me, and then they'll have a reading assignment. There's PowerPoint slides that go with the chapter reading assignment, and then there's always usually like a couple. Sometimes I have one more, one less. These are like TED Ed talks, so they're really short, but they're all related to the content for the week, so it kind of expands the lesson a little bit. These aren't graded. They're just kind of neat examples that go along with the week's topic. And then in the do section for each week, they'll always have this is the original discussion link, and then let me just show you what it looks like next week. It's going to go back to the same discussion here, but I just kind of put the link back up to it. So the first week, sometimes students are like, hey, I already did this. I'm like, oh, then you're just ahead. It's really just embedded again the following week so that they know to go in and post replies if they haven't already. A lot of students do them all at once, so often they're ahead of time. There are no late penalties at all in the class. As long as everything's in by the end of the term, it can all be full credit. And so I put out weekly announcements with reminders about suggested due dates, but if students ask, they can post late for full credit. So that is one thing that's a little bit different about this class. You keep having to go back, I'd say every couple of weeks, just scan through and see if there's any posts to old discussions, just to catch them up and grade any late posts. But let's look at the discussion. So this is imagery and sports. This is also the same discussion that we start 201 with, because students could take either class first. We use the same assignment 2 times. So sometimes students are able to recycle a post, and that's totally fine. It's just to catch everybody up and give them a chance to read chapter 1 no matter where they start in the Gen Psych sequence. So the assignment directions are pretty similar each week. I tried to give kind of a little purpose statement about why are they doing this. And then I have them read something in the book. This would be their initial post and then their reply post here. This is actually, I think, pretty short. 100 to 200 words is not really all that long. So these might look a bit short, but it's Gen Psych. It's an elective class. It's a class where people are coming from all over campus. So we wanted to make it really accessible to everyone. So here are the first batch of posts in the class. And I just wanted to show you can either look at it by all participants, or these are groups. There are about 6 or 7 people in each group right now. You can break them out by groups. Sometimes if you just need to follow up on a group, that's an easy way to do it. But often I leave it all together because it doesn't really make a difference. And you can go to grade users, and it gives you the grading view for, these are now called forums. That was kind of a change that happened about a year ago. I think I saw the first post is in here a little bit, so I'm just clicking ahead to Kennedy's post so you can see one that's already posted. Oh, and you're here. You don't have to grade yourself. I think, aha, I've seen one in here. So Kennedy already posted, which is great. So it should all be broken out by date, and you can see that Kennedy posted something for her general response and then her reply. So she's actually a week ahead. She's doing great. Here's the grading rubric. I'm going to move myself over a little bit so you can see better. So the score's out of 8. So for the most part, unless something's radically wrong or huge pieces missing, I'm fine with full credit for posts and contributing to the discussion. One thing to look out for, if you do click in here, it'll careful, it'll change the numbers really easily. There's these tiny buttons that I occasionally accidentally click and change the score. And then 2 points for the response. And then this is the cool thing. So under additional comments, you can click the plus sign and it'll break out some frequently used comments. So here are some that are just left from last term, and I could just put in a good job, and then I'll show you in a second how you can add ones for yourself. And so that saves a lot of time for post replies to others. This one might not require any additional comments. So then you can just click save and keep going. So you would click through. It's pretty early in the week, so there aren't too many posts. I wanted to show you where you could add more comments if you want to. So I just went back to the assignment page in Moodle. If you go under the gear, you can go to define the grading guide. This might be a little confusing, so feel free to pause and rewatch. And then I'm going to move my face again out of the way. This is the grading guide where I just broke out how the 10 points would be allocated. And then down here are the frequently used comments. These are super cool, time saver, really efficient, and you can add as many comments as you want. If you've got ones that are specific to certain weeks, go ahead and add them all in here, and then just you'll choose it that week that you want to use it. Sometimes I'll read like a few posts just to get a feel for maybe a general type of comment I might want to share on a topic, and then you can just enter it here. I'll take that out for now. Oops, I'll delete that. But you can add anything you want and kind of contribute to the library of comments. So I'll just cancel that so I don't save any changes. And yeah, each week, feel free to explore. Each week is set up following a really similar format. And one last thing, actually, if you could just introduce yourself to the students on the announcements post, that would be awesome. And I'll be sending out weekly announcements here as well. So it's just this link here. And if you could just post a note saying, oh, that's funny. You know what? I think I made a mistake. I saw that there were 2 announcements links. I might need to fix this. Oh, there it is. There are 2 announcements links. I'm going to get rid of the second one, because I think this is the one that's active. Moodle by default does that and gives you 2 announcements links. It's really annoying. So here's the first one. If you could reply to this one, and I'll clean it up and make it and put it in the right place right after I finish this video. But if you could add a new topic and just introduce yourself, let people know maybe just your year and your role, and if you feel comfortable saying you can reach out to me with questions over email, that'd be great, just to have another resource for students in there. Awesome. Thank you again so much, Molly. I'm really looking forward to working with you.